Hello, middle school parents. Hope you're doing well and hope you enjoyed that beautiful summer like weekend that we had. This great weather's been spoiling us, and so it was just a great time to spend with family outside this weekend. I wanted to ask you a favor when you are getting your student for early dismissal. If you can let us know that ahead of time when possible, the morning of by emailing Miss Wilson. It's Michelle Wilson with one L at htchristian.org. She communicates that to me or to Mrs. Smith in the office, and it just makes it easier if we can plan that and have your student ready for you when you arrive. So help us with that. Also, help us stay on top of missed work. We have students who are leaving for appointments, who may be leaving for a sports event, who may just be out sick. But if you will get your student to stay on top of that missed work and go to the teacher rather than waiting on the teacher to come to them, teachers already have a huge load and they want to help your student, but we need students to advocate for themselves as well. So if your student knows that they've been out, I know when I taught, one of my favorite questions was, hey, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Am I going to miss anything? Absolutely. You're going to miss something every time you're out. So get them to get with that teacher and to make sure that work is completed and submitted. Also, sixth graders this week, it's wonderful to talk about field trips again. And so, of course, we had our eighth graders go to DC and come back to us safely. And now we're sending our sixth graders out on mission this week. They're going to Samaritan's Feet to volunteer Wednesday morning, and then they'll go to Freedom Park for the afternoon. For lunch, I am meeting them and providing lunch for them from middle school. And you are certainly welcome to grab a lunch, parents, and to meet them at Freedom Park at noon that day. We'd love to have you come out and spend some time with sixth grade class and just to have lunch with them before they return to school in time for dismissal that afternoon. Another thing I want to share with you is to encourage you. Now that things are beginning to normalize a little bit from the pandemic, I think about my childhood, and often we have conversations with parents about our childhood and how that seems to be different for students today. But I really want to challenge you to create a family night. You are still the number one influence in your student's life. And so there is nothing better than getting together, and we need to recreate together. Families need to spend time together doing that. We need families to have unstructured times of togetherness, not sitting around watching a TV show together. My family used to go out. We were terrible basketball players, but some of the funniest times we spent together is watching my mother play a game of horse with us. And my mom just had a great sense of humor and was down for that. And so, playing cards. I remember sitting around my grandmother's table and playing Old Maid. We had some great family Uno challenges together. Just sitting out on the porch, talking in conversation, phones put away, laughing together. And so, family time can be hard, but the family is the foundation. It's foundational to people's identity. Kids need to know your sense of story, and it's great for family well-being as well. It's important to find ways to connect on a daily basis. Family night can look different for everyone. Find something that's restful that you can do on a regular basis, and don't be afraid to switch up your routine to try something that maybe your students suggest. And one thing that's near and dear to my heart too is now that things are opening back up, find a place to serve together as a family. If necessary, hold a family meeting to see the types of things that your kids are interested in, what their passions are, where they'd be interested in serving. Maybe it involves animals. There's a lot of animal rescue groups out there that need some support. Maybe it's volunteering to help in our food pantry this summer. Just thinking of some different things. There are lots of great things out there, but find a way to, it helps students identify their purpose and their passion oftentimes just by the way they serve others. And so it's really important that the family get out there and do that together. You can be strategic in lessening the probability of tension, and sometimes arguing occurs during family night. But when people do fight, don't let that discourage you from spending time together in the future. Sometimes consistency is better at showing your love for your kids than trying to create a Pinterest moment or a social media moment where everything looks wonderful and everybody gets along great. It's just the dynamics of that family and spending time together and solving problems together and moving forward together. But I know we hosted a family night here for our elementary students in the student ministry there not too long ago. And so that's just something that kind of spurred me on to think about. One of the things we had growing up, we built a new home when I was in middle school, and we had rock night on Thursday nights. Yes, as glorious as that sounds, we carried a bucket and we picked up rocks together. But we sit around now and joke about how my brother and I hated that, but that was a way that my dad ensured that we spent time together in conversation. We would have a debrief on the porch afterwards and have ice cream together once we picked up our bucket of rocks. So just think of creative ways that you can do that are inexpensive, but talk to your students because they have some great ideas about that as well, and seeing your family spend time together. So lots of dates in the next 22 days as we unravel the end of the school year. And so stay tuned. Keep reading emails, keep reading those announcements so that you don't miss anything. But anyway, I'm so thankful to spend time in the middle with your student each day. I count it a joy and a privilege. I'm praying for you always. Have a great week.